This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so till now we saw how to create the enterprise structure, and also we saw how to do the assignments, and also we saw how to create the master data in the material management. Okay, our next topic in the material management, that is the, sorry, we have completed only the one, this enterprise structure and the assignment. So now we will see our next topic as a master data. So basically, what are all the different types of master data we are going to have in the material management? The first one is material master data, and the second one is vendor master data, and third one is purchasing info record, and the fourth one is source list, and the fifth one is quota arrangement, and the sixth one is condition records. But this condition records we are not going to discuss in this master data, why? Because it is going to be get covered in the pricing procedure. Okay, so we are not going to discuss about this condition records in the master data. So we are going to discuss about material master data, vendor master data, purchasing info record, source list, and the quota arrangement. So now let us see how to create the material master data. So it means what are all the things required for the material master data. So basically, what is the meaning of the material master data? So material master data means it will be containing all the information about the material. Like for suppose, what is the material name, and then what is the material number, and what is its description, and what is the unit of measurement. Unit of measurement in the sense, in what ways we are going to measure this material. Is it going to be grams or kilograms or centimeters or whatever it might be? We are going to note it down in this material master data. And also, what is the purchasing group you are going to assign to the material master data. So all kinds of information. Okay, so the entire material information will be there in the material master data only. Okay. Now, what are all the prerequisites to create this material master data? The prerequisites are material type, and the second one is number ranges. So these two are the prerequisites for the material master data. So one is a material type, another one is the number ranges. Now, what is the meaning of a material type? See, material type is nothing but grouping together grouping together several materials which are having the similar characteristics. Grouping together several materials which are having the similar characteristics. Now, what is the meaning of characteristics? For suppose if you take raw materials, all the raw materials are having a similar characteristic. That is, all the raw materials are going to be used to manufacture a finished product or a semi-finished product. Similarly, all the finished products, there is one common characteristic, like all the finished products, either you are going to use it for your manufacturing or else you are going to send it to the customer. And also all the semi-finished products, either you are going to use it for the manufacturing of a finished product or else you are going to send it to the customer. So like this, each and every materials, they are going to have some similar characteristic, right? So we are going to group together all those materials. Now, all the raw materials are going to be grouped under a raw material type. And also all the finished products are going to be grouped under a finished product material type. Similarly, all the semi-finished products are going to be grouped under a semi-finished product material type. So like this, we are having several other material types, but these three are the most important material types in the material management. Why? Because in the real time, we are going to work mostly on these material types only. Raw material type, finished product material type, and then semi-finished product material type. Now, SAP has provided a standard material type, okay, that is ROH. ROH is a standard raw material type which was given by the SAP directly. FERT, it is a finished product material type. HALB, it is a semi-finished product material type. Okay, so like this, SAP has provided some standard material types in the SAP, but according to the client requirement, either we can go ahead with the standard material types, or else we can create the new material types also. Okay, so we can create a new material type, or else we can use the standard material types which was given by the SAP. So I mean, that's all depending upon the client requirement. Now see here. So if you want to create a material type, I will the navigation, but let me tell you the T code also. But this T code is not that much important. But in some, but in some interviews they are going to ask this T code also. So OMS2, it is a T code for the material type. Okay. Now, if you want to create a raw material, okay, for suppose I want to create a wood raw material. If I want to create a wood material, first I need to select the material type as raw material. So whatever the material I am creating under that will come as a raw material. Okay, for suppose if you want to create a material such as a car is a finished product, right? So when I'm trying to create a material, first I need to select the material type as finished product. So after that, whatever the material I'm going to create, so that is going to be considered as a finished product. Okay, so that is the use of the material type. So whenever we want to create the material master for the raw materials, we need to select the material type as a raw material. Whenever we want to create the material master for the finished products, we need to select the finished product material type. Here finished product, semi-finished product, or as the raw materials, or as the scrap material, each and everything, it is going to be called as a material only. Okay. Now what is the meaning of these number ranges? Number ranges are nothing but when you are trying to create a material, there should be some number, right? Okay. So there should be some number for your material. So here, what is going to happen is, we are going to give, actually we are having two types of number assignments. Let me tell you that first so that you can be able to understand it better. Actually, in the number ranges, there are two types of number assignments. One is, this is very important interview question, internal number assignment, and then external number assignment. What is the difference between the internal and the external number assignment? Internal number assignment means, if you want the system to give the number for your material from the number ranges that you have created, it is called as a internal number assignment. If you want to make the system to give the number for your material, so you are going to select the internal number assignment. External number assignment means, if you want to enter the number on your own from the number ranges that you have created, it is called as a external number assignment. External number assignment means, if you are going to enter the number on your own from the number ranges that you have created, it is called as a external number assignment. Okay, so internal number assignment means we are going to let the system to give the number for us. External number assignment means we are going to enter the number on our own. In the real time, 99% we are going with the internal number assignment only, not the external number assignment. Okay, why? Because if you go with the internal number assignment, so the system can be able to give the number for us. But if you are going with the external number assignment, we need to remember like what is the last number that we have created, or else what are the number ranges that we have given for this material mass data. So these kind of things will be confusing in the real time. So for that is the reason we are going with the internal number assignment only in the real time. But if there is some requirement, like for suppose for some 10 materials or 20 materials, for some 10 materials or the 20 materials, the client insisted to go with the external number assignment. So at that point of time, we are going with the external, but mostly it will be the internal number assignment only. The T code is MMNR. MMNR, it is a T code for the number ranges. See, once you create a material type, and then once you create the number ranges, we are going to assign the material type to the respective number ranges. Why? Because simply creating material type and then simply creating the number ranges, how come the and then how come the system is going to allocate the number for material? There should be some interaction, right? Okay, so I mean there should be some integration. So we are going to assign the material type to the number ranges, so that when you are trying to create a material by using the material type, so whatever the number ranges were associated with the respective material type, so from the number ranges, the system is going to pick a number for your material. So in that way, we are going to do the integration for this material master data. Any doubts until now?
No, sir, fine.
Let me log into the setting. Kindly go on mute. So if you want to create the material type, go to the SBRO and then IMG. Now go to the logistics general, go to the material master, basic settings, material types, and then go to this define attributes of material types. Once you go inside the define attributes of material type, so here you need to go to the position, enter your material type. But because we cannot simply create a material type on our own, we need to select the standard material type, then only we can be able to create the material type. Like for suppose, if you see here, click on the new entries. It is not possible. Copy an existing material type. So we are going to select the standard material type and then click on this copy button. Now here we need to change the ID from ROH to some other. Like for suppose ROHP, something like that. It is already there. ROH. It is also there. ROH2. Okay. Okay. Now let us see what are all the important fields we are going to have in this material type. See, what is the meaning of this cross-plant material status? Cross-plant material status means if you want to block this material type from creating some other material, so then we can have this blocking option. If we go to the drop down, we are going to have some multiple blocking options. Okay, so blocking for costing or block for purchasing. So like this, we are going to have the multiple options for the blocking. So see, as of now, we are not going to do any blocking option while creating the material type. Why? Because while creating the material type, if you are using the blocking option, there is no reason to go for the material type, right? Actually, the thing is, once you create the material type, after some 2 years or 3 years, the client, I mean, like for suppose if the client doesn't want to create any materials with respect to this particular material type, so then only we are going for the blocking option. If you do the blocking here, we cannot be able to create a material by selecting this material type. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this item category group? Item category group is nothing but, as I said in yesterday's session, we are having multiple procurement process, right? Like for suppose subcontracting, consignment, HTO, stock transport order, services, pipeline, and also the normal procurement process. So if you are creating this material type with respect to any of that particular procurement process, so then you need to go to the drop down and then you need to select the respective procurement process option. But in the real time, mostly we are not going to create any material type with respect to some particular item group. But if your clients insist, I mean, like for suppose if your client insists to go for that item category group, so then we are going to go for the item category group. For suppose if you are creating this material type for the subcontracting process, you are going to select it. Or otherwise, it is not. I mean, there is no need. Okay. And these are all the material views. See, work scheduling, accounting, classification, MRP, purchasing, costing, basic data. All these are the material views. It means when you go and create the material master data, inside the material master data, we are going to see the fields, whatever it is present in these views. But normally, We are not going to take care of all these views in the material master. Okay, as an MM consultant, we are going to take care of the purchasing, basic data, and then accounting, and also plant data. I mean these plant stocks and the store location stocks. Okay, so these are the views we are going to take care. But but what about this rest of all these material views? If you see this plan, this MRP will be taken care by the production planning module people, and this production resource tools will be taken care by the PP module, and this costing will be taken care by the finance, and this storage will be taken care by the WM. Okay, so and this quality management will be taken care by QM. So again, this warehouse management will be taken care by WM, and this sales will be taken care by sales and distribution. But ultimately, the material master data ownership belong to the material management consultant. Okay, but why we are selecting these views here means whatever the views that you are selecting here. Okay, so these views only we can be able to see in the material master data. Why? Because you are going to select the material type, right? When you are trying to create a material, you are going to select the material type. So whatever the material type that you have selected, so based on that, whatever the views were selected here, so these views only we can be able to see in the material master data. Okay, so that is the use of this material view selection. Now the most important one, external purchase orders and then internal purchase orders. If you go to the drop down, always we need to allow the external purchase orders only. We are not going to allow the internal purchase orders. Okay, because purchase order should be always the external. Okay, so for that is the reason we are selecting that option. And for the internal purchase orders, if you go to the drop down, it should be no internal purchase orders around. Okay, now what is the meaning of this price control? See, price control is divided into two things. One is moving average price, another one is standard price. When you are going for the standard price means the price will be constant up to a certain period of time. The price is going to be constant up to a certain period of time. So for that is the reason we are going to allocate the standard price to the finished and semi-finished products. Okay. Standard price it is going to be allocated to the finished and semi-finished products. Okay. Now what is the meaning of moving average price? See, let me tell you an example for the standard price. If you take a car, is the ex-showroom price of the car it is going to be changed at each and every day? No, right? Up to some 3 months or 4 months, the ex-showroom price of the car will be the same. Okay. So for that is the reason we are going for the standard price with respect to the finished and semi-finished products. But what about the moving average price? Moving average price means the price is going to be differ at each and every day. If you take onions, the onions price is going to be changed at each and every day. Right? And also at each and every location, the price is going to be different. So we are going for the raw materials with the moving average price, not only the raw materials, except the finished and semi-finished products, whatever the material types we are having in SAP. For all those material types, we are going with the moving average price only. Only for the finished and semi-finished products, we are going with the standard price. So since it is a raw material we are creating, we are going to select the moving average price and then click on the enter button. Once you click on the enter button, click on the enter and then click on the enter. Now click on the save. Now we have saved the material type, but still there is one more step. Once we create a material type, we need to select the material type and then double click on this quantity/value updating. What is the meaning of this quantity/value updating? This is very, very, very important. Why? Because for suppose if you haven't done anything with respect to this quantity/value updating, we are going to get some errors while doing the goods receipt or goods issue, something like that. So let me tell you that. First of all, what is the meaning of a valuation area? This first column, it is a valuation area. What is the meaning of valuation area? Valuation area is nothing but the area at which the materials are going to be valuated. It is known as the valuation area. The area at which the materials are going to be valuated, it is known as the valuation area. Valuation area can be either a plant or else a company code. See, normally, let us take example onions only. If you maintain the valuation area as a company code, so it means the on-end price, it is going to be the same at each and every place in the country, but in the real time, it is not going to be possible. So for that is a reason what SAP suggests is, SAP suggests to make the valuation area as a plant only, so that at each and every place, the price is going to be different for the respective materials. Okay, so valuation area will be always the plant in SAP. So for that is the reason, if you see here, all these unique IDs and all, these belong to the plants only. Okay, so the valuation area will be always the plant in SAP. Now this is the material type. Okay, R1 H2, this is the material type that we have created. Now see here, what is the meaning of this quantity updating indicator and the value updating indicator? There are two reasons that we need to put mandatorily tick marks for this quantity updating and the value updating indicators. Why? Because the first reason is, if you put the tick mark for this quantity updating, okay, so for this respective plant, okay, so for this respective plant, so and also for this respective material type, whatever the materials that we have created with respect to this material type under this particular plant, so for all those materials, the stock need to be updated automatically in the material master data. In the material master data, there is an accounting one view, right? Accounting view. In that accounting view, so there is one field like a current stock, something like that. Okay. So whenever there is a goods received and then whenever there is a goods issue, goods received means adding the stock into your location. Goods issue means removing the stock from your location. When you so whenever you are adding the stocks, whenever you are removing the stock, so whatever the quantity that was there in the current plan, so that quantity, it should be automatically updated into the material master data. Okay, so for that only we are going to put the tick mark here. I mean, just for the reference, that need to be updated automatically. Now, what is the meaning of this value updating? Similarly, for the same material, so whenever there is a change in price of that material, so that price also, what I mean, whenever it got changed, so it should be automatically updated into the material master data. So for that only we are giving the tick mark here. So whenever there is a change in price of that particular material, so that price value, it will be automatically updated in the accounting view of the material master data also. So to make the quantity update and also to make the price update with respect to the material, we are going to have we are going to put these indicators in the material type creation. And the second reason is to avoid the finance related errors. What is the meaning of finance related? Whenever you are doing the goods receipt, whenever you are doing the goods issue, we are going to get some general ledger account errors. If you haven't put any, if you I mean like if you haven't put those indicators, we are going to get general ledger errors. What is the meaning of the general ledger account errors? See, basically, general ledger are going to be created by the finance people. If you want, when the company want to send the amount to the respective vendor, okay, the company doesn't send the amount directly from from the company account to the vendor account. They are going to send it to the GL account. So from the GL account, the amount it is going to be credited into the vendor account. Okay. So that is the general ledger account. It is going to be created by the finance people. So whenever we are doing the goods receipt or goods issue, we are going to get these kind of errors if you haven't put any tick mark with respect to the quantity and the value updating indicator. So it is a mandatory that we need to put the tick marks for this quantity and the value updating indicators. So this is about the entire material type we are going to have in the material management. Any doubts until now? Okay.
Answer.
Okay. Now once we create the material type, after that, as I said, the next prerequisite is we need to create the number ranges, right? Now let us go to the navigation. Go to the define number ranges for each material type. Inside that, now here we need to click on the maintain groups and then go to the group, click on the create. Now you need to give one group name. I am going to give group name like material master. And then here I can enter the number ranges from number and then to number. It means 1 to 1000 or 1000 to 1 lakh. So whatever the number ranges the client has asked us to enter, we are going to enter those number ranges. Everything depending upon the client requirement only. Okay. Now let me check if there are any free intervals. But before that, if you see here, there is an external, right? There is an external checkbox. If you want to make this number assignment as the external number assignment, you need to give the tick mark. If you want to make it as the internal number assignment, so there is no need to give any tick mark here. So directly it can be the internal number assignment only. Okay. Now go to the interval, click on the free intervals. Now select one number range and paste it here. Okay. And then paste it here. Now click on the enter button and then click on the save. So now we have created a number ranges. Okay, and these number ranges were assigned to this group. The number ranges whatever I have entered, those number ranges were assigned to the respective group name. Now what I am going to do, I am going to go back, click on the save button. Now come to the bottom of this page and then check whether our group got created successfully or not. See, our group got created successfully. If you double click on that, we can go inside this. Okay. Now what what I need to do, now whatever the material type that I have created, I'm going to assign that respective material type to the group, to the number ranges that I have created. Click on Ctrl F, enter your group name, that is ROHQ, right? Click on the enter button, double click on that. Now this is our material type. Now select this material type and then go to this element / group, and then you need to come to the bottom of this page again and then select your group name and then click on the continue. Now see what happens. Whatever the material type that you have assigned, okay, so that material type, if you come here, it got assigned to this group name. See, number ranges were assigned to the group name. Now you have assigned the material type to this group, right? If A equal to B comma B equal to C, then A, so then A equal to C, right? So here also the material type got internally assigned with the number ranges. So for that is the reason whenever you are trying to create a material by selecting this respective material type, so then the system will be allocating a number from this number range to your material. So like this, we are going to assign the material types to the number ranges. Okay. So whatever the material type that you have created, you just need to select that and then go to this element / group and then come to the bottom of this page, select your group name, click on the tick mark. Now go to the last and then check your material type got assigned to the group. So it means this material type got assigned to the number ranges inside that group. So like this, we are going to assign the material type to the number ranges. Any doubts from anyone? Okay. Now the T codes for the material master data, it is very important. At the time of interview, they are going to ask about these T codes. The T code to create the material master data is MM01. MM02 it is to change. MM03 it is to display. So these are the T codes for the material master data. So let us see how to create the material master data. You can go to the basic screen, that is SAP Easy Access. Here you can go to the logistics, go to the materials management, go to the material master, go to the material, go to the create general and then click on immediately. It will take you directly to the MM01 screen. Now here, what is the meaning of industry sector? Industry sector is nothing but what is your client business process? Either it is a manufacturing company or it is a pharmaceutical or cement or some mechanical. So whatever your industry might be, you are going to select the respective industry sector. Okay. Now What about the material type? Like for suppose if you are going with a standard material type, you can go ahead with the standard material type, or else I mean like if you create any material type according to the client requirement, you are going to select the respective material type also. Okay. So once we select the material type, after that we need to click on the enter button. Once you click on enter button, click on enter. Just a minute. So now select what are all the views that you want to create. So as I said, as an MM consultant, we are going to select the basic data one, and then purchasing view, and then plan data slash soil location, and then accounting one view. Now, so here if you click on this org levels, we are going to enter the plant and storage location details. Okay, why? Because we need to enter the plant and store location. Why? Because for which plant and store location we are going to create this material, so that details we are going to enter. And then if you click on this one, all the views will get selected automatically. If you click on this one, all the views whatever you have selected, that will get deselected. And then if you click on the default setting, whatever the views you have selected, all those views, it will be as it is. So whenever you are trying to create another material, so these views will be automatically got selected. If you want to I mean like for suppose if you want to unselect, you can do, or else if you want, I mean like if you want to add some other views, so that also we can be able to do. Now click on the default setting. Why? Because I want to create only these two views only. Now click on the org levels. Now enter your plant and storage location details. So whatever your plant and then whatever your store location is, we are going to enter those details and then click on the enter button. Now enter the description. So now enter like what is the material description, whether it is a wood raw material or else if it is some gold or bronze, so whatever it might be, we are going to enter the respective description of the material. And then what is the meaning of this base unit of measure? See, base unit of measure is nothing but on what basis we are going to measure this material. If it is going to be kgs or grams or centimeters, meters, or whatever it might be, we are going to select the respective measurement. Okay. So when you get the goods from the vendor, we are going to do the goods receipt, right? So before that, we need to do the quantity and the quality checking. So at that point of time, we need to measure the material, right? So for that, we need to define the base unit of measurement here. I'm going to mention it as a kgs as groups. Sorry, kgs as kilograms. It is the base unit of measurement for this material. But in the real time, the client will let you know what would be the base unit of measurement. Now, what is the meaning of the material group? See, material group is nothing but if you are creating this material for the manufacturing of any particular product, or I mean any particular finished product or else any finished product, we are going to group together all those materials which are having the similar attributes, so that is called as a material group. For suppose if you want to manufacture a pump, okay, so for the pump, what are all the materials required? So we are going to enter the same material group for all those materials, so that is called as a material group. We can create the material group according to like according to our client requirement also, so that we will see after creating this material master data. I will show you how we are going to create the material group also. Okay, but as of now, you can just select something from the drop down. But in the real time, according to the client requirement, you are going to create the material group. Now, what is the meaning of this old material number? Old material number is nothing but, for suppose before SAP coming into the picture, they would be using some other ERP, right? Or else they would be using even systems or laptop also. Okay, why? Because they should not know all this information. At that point of time, for this particular raw material, they would have maintained some number, right? So that number we are going to enter here for the client reference. All this data it is going to be given by the clients only, but I'm explaining the mandatory fields that we are going to have in this material master data. Okay, so old material number means the client is going to send you the previous number of this particular material for the reference. Now, what is the meaning of a division? Division is nothing but, for suppose if you take Nike company, so Nike company will be manufacturing shoes, track pants, or t-shirts, watches, something like that, right? So we are going to have multiple divisions like a shoes manufacturing division or a shirts manufacturing division, something like that. So according to our company business, the client business, whatever the divisions they are having, we can create those divisions in the SAP, and then you can be able to select those divisions from the drop down here. I will show you how we are going to create the division also. Okay, and as we discussed earlier, cross plant material status, it was there in the material type also. In the material type, I told you, right, we are going to have the this cross plant material status. It is going to block for any material type. Even in the material master also, if you want to block this material, we are going to have this cross plant material status option, so you can be able to block this material. To avoid the future procurement, we are going to block this material according to the client requirement. Now, gross weight and then net weight. See, when we get the material from the vendor, suppose if you get some onions, something like that, okay. So we won't be getting onions directly from the vendor location, right? So that is going to become in some kind of wooden boxes or else in some kind of some plastic cover, something like that. Okay. So along with the packaging material, what is the weight of the onions? And exactly what is the weight of the onion, so that we are going to mention here. So gross weight means total material weight and the packaging, or the packaging weight also. Net weight means only the material weight. Now if you click on the enter button, it will take you directly to the next view, next material master view. You can be able to go. Why? Because since we have selected those material views only, when you click on the enter button, default the system, it is going to take you to the respective material view. In this, as I said in the assignments, purchasing group, we are not going to assign anywhere in the enterprise structure, right? Purchasing group, it is going to be assigned in the material master data and two in the purchasing view. So whatever the purchasing groups we have created, we are going to assign any of the purchasing group to the respective material. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this automatic purchase order? Automatic purchase order means, see, normally we can create a purchase order by using, by manually, something like that, by using the T code, that is ME21J. Or else if you want to convert the PO into a PO, so that is called as a automatic PO. Why? Because to reduce the time, if there is any emergency procurement and all, to reduce the time, we are going to convert the PO into PO directly. So at that point of time, whatever the material that you are going to use in that automatic PO creation. So for that, if you want to use that material in the automatic PO creation, you would have already given the checkbox here. Unless and until you give the checkbox here, we cannot be able to use this material in the automatic PO creation. Okay, so that is the use of this automatic PO. Now, what is the meaning of this purchasing value key? Let me go to the drop down here. See, basically, if you want to send the reminder mail to the vendor, we are going to select this purchasing value keys. If you see here, reminder 1, reminder 2, and then reminder 3, I will let you know about this under delivery and the over delivery tolerance limits later. What is the reminder 1, 2, 3? For suppose if I create a purchase order today and the delivery date is after 30 days. In the meanwhile, if I select any of the purchasing value key and then if I mention the remainder 1 as 10 and then remainder 2 as 20 and then the remainder 3 as 30, so the system will be automatically sending a mail to the respective vendor on the 10th day as a first reminder, and the second reminder mail it will go on the 20th day, and the third reminder mail it will go on the final day. So like this, the system will be automatically sending the mails to the respective vendor as a reminders to send the delivery to the company location. So that is the use of this purchasing value keys. Now this under delivery and the over delivery tolerance limits I will tell after this material master data. Okay, why? Because it requires some notepad. Now now come to the bottom. What is the meaning of this GR processing time? GR processing time is nothing but how many days are required to complete the goods receipt for this material. See, normally if you get some 100 quantity, the people who did that quantity and the quality checking, so maybe they will be wasting the time in doing the goods receipt, something like that. Okay, so we are going to set up some kind of base limit. So whatever the quantity they got, they need to complete the goods receipt within this respective time, whatever we have mentioned here. Okay, so that is the meaning of the GR processing time. Now, source list. We haven't discussed about the source list, but source list is there. But this source list, it is a part of the master data. If you want to create the source list as a mandatory for this material, we need to give the tick mark here. Otherwise, there is no need to give the tick mark. But the client will let you know whether we need to make make the source list as a mandatory for this material or not. Okay. Now click on the enter button. This plant data / storage location, all the fields whatever we are having that that belong to the warehouse management. But why we have selected this plant data / storage location means if you are trying to create a material, we need to create a material for the plant and storage location. Okay, so for that is the reason we have selected this particular view, so that we can be able to enter the storage location details also. If you see the storage bin and the temperature conditions, picking area, unit of issue, all these belong to the warehouse management only. So we are not going to enter here, and also there are no mandatory fields also. Click on enter button. Now we are in the accounting 1 view. So here, so here the most important one is that is the valuation class. What is the meaning of the valuation class? See, I will tell you the definition, but in detail we will discuss in some other topic like automatic account determination. So we are going to have another topic like automatic account determination. So there we are going to see like like how the valuation class it is going to be assigned to the respective material type. So all these are not we will discuss later in detail, but as of now, valuation class is nothing but it will categorize the GL accounts based on the material type. It will categorize the GL accounts based on the material type. So it means if you, for suppose if you take a raw material, okay, whenever you got the raw material from the vendor, so it means there is intake of the quantity, right? So at that point of time, some GL account will get triggered. GL account will get triggered not only for the not only for the price or value, something like that. It is going to be triggered for the inventory also. So whenever there is intake or else whenever there is outtake, intake outtake in the sense whenever there is a goods received at the stock, or else whenever there is a goods issue removing the stock. So at that point of time, the GL accounts will get automatically triggered depending upon the material type. So each and every material type, they are going to have a different GL accounts. So whatever the valuation class we are selecting here, so based on that, the respective GL account will get triggered with respect to the material type. And here if you see, there is a price control B, right? Why? Because For the raw material, it is a moving average price, right? So for that is the reason it is B. But for the standard, it will be S. Why? Because S is for the finished and semi-finished products. Now, if you see the price unit is 1, right? For 1 kg, what would be the price? It is 100 rupees. Or else for 2 kgs, what would be the price? So like this, we are going to maintain the valuation price here for the respective material. And also, if you see, there is a total stock and then there is a total value, right? So this total stock and total value to get, I mean, for these values to get updated. So for that is the reason we have given the tick mark indicators while we are trying to create a material type. Okay, so this is about the material master. We are going to have in the material management, and then if you see here, material number got created automatically. Why? Because since we have selected the internal number assignment, the system has given the number to us. Okay, so this is about the material master data. But let me show you how to create that material groups and divisions. Go to SPRO, sorry, SPRO, and then go to the IMG, Logistics General, and Material Master, Basic Settings, sorry, Settings for Key Fields. Now click on the Define Material Groups. So here you can just go to the new entries and then enter some digit ID. It can be some 3 or 4, whatever it might be, no problem. But enter the description. It's a laptop manufacturing. So like this, the client is going to send you some ID and then the description, and then click on the save. That's it. So this material group we can be able to see in our material master data. And if you come back in the same way, if you go for the defined divisions, so here we can give some 2-digit ID and then we can be able to enter some description like for suppose shirts or shoes or watches, something like that. So whatever the divisions you are creating here, so we can be able to select those divisions in our material master data. Okay. And one more thing is pending, that is under delivery and then over delivery tolerance limit. Now, what is the meaning of this under delivery and the over delivery tolerance limit? See, for suppose I created a purchase order with some 100 quantity. Okay. Now, when I got the 100 quantity, okay, that is fine, no problem. But for suppose if I get low quantity or else for suppose if I get high quantity, the people who are doing the goods receipt time in the quality inspection, they are going to get confused whether they need to go ahead or else they need to expect the permission from the manager. Okay. So for that only we are going to maintain this under delivery and the over delivery tolerance limit. For suppose if I maintain the under delivery tolerance limit as 5%, now what is going to happen? 5%. 5% means 5% on top of 100. So it means if you get the quantity in between 95 to 100, so that won't be a problem. You can go ahead with the quality inspection, I mean the quality checking, and then you can do the goods receipt. But for suppose if the quantity falls below the 95, so that is not acceptable. We need to make it as a concern to the manager. Once we get the approval, so then we need to go ahead with the quality check. Similarly, if you mention the over delivery tolerance limit as 5%, so it is acceptable if you get a quantity from the vendor between 100 to 105. If it is falling after the 105, I mean if it is if it is beyond the 105, so then we need to get the permission from the manager. So like this, we are going to maintain the under delivery and the over delivery tolerance limit according to the client requirement. So based on that, we are going ahead with the quality checking and the goods receipt. So this is about the complete material master data we are going to have in the material management. Any doubts until now?
No, sir, fine.
Yeah. So please go to this session as many times as possible. Okay. Why? Because these are all the new terminology for you, right? So yeah, please go through the sessions and then start doing the practice and all. And as I said, try to note down some notes so that it will be help you. I mean, like it will be helpful at the time of interview. So you can be able to revise those important points or the key codes before the interview and all. So try to do that. And okay, yeah, we will meet tomorrow at the same time. Yeah. Thank you all. Bye. Take care.